Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, in the world of Chevelles, I love a black Chevelle, I love a red Chevelle, but so rare do we get a real deal shadow gray Chevelle in. I love, when I say investment grade, a beautiful car, especially one that's a little different color. This one here, you must see underneath it. It's beautiful frame-off restoration, great colors, great paint. We're gonna take a few minutes, walk around the quality of this restoration and some of the features that you would get as well, including this beautiful piece here, which I love, the flapper door, which reminds me a lot of, I don't know what it reminds me of, that doesn't really matter. So let's just keep rolling, check it out. All right, so come on up, check out this paint right here. Like, this is what you're buying. You go to a car show, you pull up, and that right there, people go, wow. And the reason they go, wow, is because the lights that are off that, the other cars that are around it are reflecting off of it. This car here is painted the right way. For instance, beautiful body, spent a long time lining up panels, getting the wrinkles out, getting 40 years worth of dings or whatever, so it is beautiful that way. Secondly, wet sanded, clear coated, and painted correctly, and we're gonna walk through those steps real quick, all right? So, bare metal, all the body work done. Then primered, sealed, painted, then wet sanded, right? Then the black stripes are laid on. They're wet sanded as well, and then the whole car is cleared. And the reason that's so important to you is that these right here would start to tear as you wash and wax the car over time, and that looks ugly, and that saves you a lot of time and money, and that's why this car looks so miles deep. I love this call out right here. I just love call outs because they're muscle car stuff, cowl induction. So this is a real deal cowl induction hood. Everybody gets a Supersport hood on a Supersport, but this right here is optional. And what it does is it takes that cold air that hits the windshield and brings it right back inside here and forces it in the engine, so the engine is getting that cold, dense air so it can make more power. All right, so part of the restoration include new hood pins, new bumper, new grille, new emblems, all right? The correct SS wheels, all right, with power disc brakes. BFG radial TAs. Now this tire here, if you're going to a national show or something like that, won't be correct for this car. You're gonna have to get bias ply tires, but this makes the car drive 50% better, so you have to decide whether you're going for all show, which this car is so beautiful, you could easily do that, or you want it to be drivable and you could go to a local show as well and have some great success. SS396 callouts, and once we get inside too, we're gonna see that great shifter that goes along with it. But let's keep walking around the rest of the car because it looks fabulous. All right? All right, so new handles, stainless trim. We're walking around here, okay? Walking. New bumpers, SS pad call out, the great SS tips that are on the back, right? All of that kind of stuff that's in here. Now there's a couple small upgrades on the car. You can decide whether you want us to change those or not. What we do for a lot of people is the package tray is incorrect on this car. So those speakers there should be mounted underneath, not on top. So we could move those to the underside of this car, right? And make that look all correct in there. And then there's two aftermarket gauges under the dash. I usually take them out and tuck them under the dash so the dash looks all stock. But that's up to you. You just let us know. That's a fairly easy fix. All right, let's keep walking around for just one more second. I want you to look down the body of this car. It is great fit and finish. It's a wonderful looking car and it has great colors. All right, so, wow, look at this here. All right, so I just want to share with you where we are on this car. So this is in its final restoration phase. And so it was going to get a battery topper, okay, and new cables so that it'll look really stock underneath this hood here, all right? And it also has new hood springs as well, because those are the incorrect hood springs for the cowl hood with the flapper. But the flapper and everything's working. The correct 396 is here, and then we're going to detail the rest of the manifolds and what have you. So when you see the final pictures after the video, it's going to look really, really nice. So I wanted you to see it early. The car is going to get sold quickly, and I just wanted you to see before and after, because when we're done with it, it's going to be primo vera, which is pasta normally, but right here we're talking about an Italian Chevelle, maybe not, an American Chevelle. All right, so let's check out the detail of the trunk for a minute, all right? So, jacking instructions, positive traction decal warning, spare tire cover, trunk mat. You say, well, that's all nice. Is that really expensive? Well, not really, that isn't, but the spare tire is kind of a pain and kind of expensive. Most cars don't come with a spare. This one has all that there, and it looks really nice in the trunk. It kind of finishes the whole thing off. New weather strippings, stripes are down to where they're supposed to be. It's just nicely done and looks really great. And if you go to a car show, you might want to open the trunk and the hood, and this way you can show everything off. All right, I want to look under here for a second because I want to show, for some people don't know what an F40 One Suspension is, right? They don't know if it's standard on what year or what have you. Well, this is a 70 we're talking about. An F40 One Suspension would have been standard as part of the Supersport package. One of those clues that you should be looking for if you're shopping on these cars. I mean, quite honestly, there's a lot of clones out there, and if we're selling one, we like to announce that we believe, and this car shows, that it is a real, true Supersport, and here's one of the reasons why. This has the F40 One Suspension, which is a sway bar hanging down below the 12-bolt rear. You can see all that there, and it's nicely detailed underneath. Everything's not one color. The shocks are yellow, the exhaust is silver, the rear end's satin black like it's supposed to be, and just nicely done that way as well. Part of the restoration. All right, so come on in here, because this is where you're going to spend most of your time anyway, so you might as well take a minute to check it out. All right, so black bucket seat interior, not standard on Chevelle Supersports. A bench seat was standard. Most people don't know that. This does have the upgraded buckets and console, right? It's got the shifter. This is a Hurst shifter, and it shifts just like you would want it to. It just fits in your hand so nicely. The wheel sits in it as well. This also has the full Supersport dash with all the gauges, and we're talking about the Tach as well, in dash, as well as these gauges here, because that was not standard either. Just the dash itself, the layout was, but not all the gauges, all right? This has the clock in it, and even the clock works. This is what we're talking about when we talk about restoration, the detail stuff. The dome light works. This is showing 987 miles since the restoration. Don't know if that's true or not. It looks pretty nice. I would gather to say it probably is, but again, I don't have the documentation from the first mile, but I do have authentication that this is a really nice car. So having said that, you get the 3-spoke wheel. This radio right here is not stock, so we could put a stock radio in the dash if you wanted this car to be all bone stock looking, and put like a digital sound system in the glove box for you if you wanted to. But this right here has plugins for iPod, CD changer, and things like that, and also has digital tuning, but it still looks kind of stock inside. So it kind of works as the best of both worlds. All right. Anyway, so I've rambled on about the interior, but you can see that it has new carpets, seat covers, dash, mirror, headliner, like all that stuff's all brand new in here, and it's exactly what you'd want to do, because the idea behind it is that you can go ahead and get this car and get in and go for a drive. That's what you do. So that's the idea behind buying a car here at Fleming's, is the tractor trailer pulls up to your house, elevator lowers it down, or it comes out of the trailer or whatever, and you take whoever it is you want to and you go for a ride. You don't have to take it to your mechanic, you don't have to go put gas in it, you don't have to get the oil change. We've done all that stuff for you, so that you can do. So, and here's another thing. It should be just like this. Turn the key and it fires up. That's pretty nice. All right, so as we close up this video, let's run through a few cool things about it. Original shadow gray car, very, very nice. Super rare and a great color, and a very popular color today. That's why it looks so wonderful right now. Real 396 in it, real 4-speed, real 12-bolt, F40 One Suspension, power disc brakes, power steering, all the stuff that you want. A detailed engine compartment coming your way. We already saw the trunk and the interior, and it's beautiful. The underneath looks fabulous, a new chrome and stainless. It's just one of those wonderful, wonderful cars. It looks great in photos and great in the video, but even better in person. So if there's any way you can find a way to get a really cool, real Supersport 396 4-speed in your garage, call us. 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.